This is going to be a quick, unscripted video because I wanted to talk about something. Well, RWBY's sexist because more male characters have died and more female characters have gotten redemption. Never mind the fact that RWBY is pitched as a female show. What? The show with all four main girls being females? The female characters might be the ones doing more important things? Never heard of that before. Also, an insane take to have when one of the most notorious things about RWBY's fan space is how much love and attention Jean gets as a character, but whatever. So those buffoonish points aside, let's talk about this. Is RWBY sexist? Well, have we considered this? Every single character in universe who holds a position of power is a man. Have you ever thought about that? Has that one ever dawned on you? There are 4 schools, 4 kingdoms, where the school is like basically the king runs it, you know. Team RWBY aren't talking to the council, they're talking to the people in charge of the school. All 4 of them. All men. They gender-bent Dorothy to be Theodore, the one from Vacuo, who we haven't seen in the show proper. He's Dorothy in the Wizard of Oz bunch. They gender-bent Dorothy, so the headmaster can be a man. We've met many teachers, including Tai Yang, including Crow. There's only been one female teacher, Glinda, the hypersexualized Glinda, whose weapon is literally a riding crop. Have you thought about that one? Oh, not just the schools. Let's look at it. Let's look at the council. I won't include the Beacon Council because they're just silhouettes, and I don't want to make any assumptions. So let's look at the Atlesian Council. Only one woman, not including Jacques, who was in the political race with Robin. 2 men, 1 woman. Let's look at some other things. Oh, the White Fang. Sienna Khan was High Leader for 3 seconds on screen. Sienna was in charge of the White Fang for a whole of 3 seconds before Adam took over. And Adam has been the one who we've seen as the face of the White Fang from the very beginning. So there was the one woman who was in charge, but she died immediately. And then before that, Kali wasn't, but Gira was. Gira was the original one in charge of the White Fang. And now that they've taken over, it's Gira again. Gira took over again. Not Kali, not the woman, the man. Again. How many White Fang members do we know of? Mostly men. There are 2 women. One of them is Trifa, who every single time I talk about Trifa, I get 100 comments going, who? No one remembers Trifa because she has 1 line, is in 1 episode, not even paired with Yuma, the other background nobody White Fang member. Yuma was in 3 episodes. Trifa, 1. The 1 woman. And then there's Ilya. All of the rest are men. The Albane brothers, Adam, Yuma, the lieutenant from the train. Remember those doctors who worked on the Penny Project? 1 woman. The rest of them, presumably men. So yeah, the statistic, more male characters have died. You want to know why? Because there's more male characters in RWBY. I've done the math before. Because someone was upset with my video being like, what if Jean died instead of Pyrrha? Someone was really upset because, oh, the male characters. So I counted. I was so curious. There are just way more male characters in RWBY. So of course, they're more likely to be the ones to die. There's more of them. Ren's dad? Not Ren's mom. Ren's mom seemingly has nothing. We don't even know what she does. She might be doing something important, but we don't know. But his dad is like the huntsman, the one running around. Very few factions are women. There's like the Happy Huntresses. Technically, Willow has taken over the Schnee company now that Jacques has been arrested, but Whitley is still the heir. Look at the Aesops. Yeah, Winter took over after Clover died as the leader of the Aesops, but it was still introduced to us as Clover being the leader. That's the thing. If it's usually men. Oh, but what about the maidens? The maidens only exist because of a man. Because Ozpin gave them a piece of his powers. Ozpin only has his powers, and Salem only has hers because of the brother gods. It's the men. Once again, the male characters. The male gods are the reasons the relics exist and the reason the whole plot exists with Salem and Ozpin. The 2 male characters who then gave their magic to these 2. 1 woman, 1 man. So yeah. Food for thought.